I never expected to fall in love that summer, especially not with someone twice my age, and definitely not with two of them. But life doesn't ask for permission before it flips your world upside down. It all started the week after graduation. I was 18, fresh out of high school, feeling like the king of the world. My parents had gone away on a long-planned vacation, leaving me alone in the house for 2 full weeks. And that's when I saw her again. Miss Taylor. She was my English teacher. Late 30s, always graceful, with those sharp green eyes that could slice through your lies and leave you speechless. Every guy in school had a crush on her. We never said it out loud. It was like a secret code we all shared. She was untouchable, mysterious, the kind of woman you don't even fantasize about seriously because you know she's a different league. And yet, there she was, standing in the grocery store, wearing a white tank top and jeans that hugged her in a way I wasn't used to seeing in school. She smiled when she saw me. "Ryan," she said, stepping closer. "Wow, I barely recognized you. You've grown." My cheeks turned red. "Hey, Miss Taylor. Yeah, I guess graduation does that to you." She laughed, a low, warm laugh that curled around my neck and made the back of my shirt feel tight. We chatted, and before I knew it, she'd invited me to come over sometime for coffee. "I'd love to hear what you're planning next. You always had a creative mind." I thought it was just a polite gesture. I didn't think she meant it. But I texted her that night anyway. She replied immediately, "Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Don't be late." Her house was tucked away in the hills, quiet, surrounded by trees. I felt nervous walking up to her door. My hands were sweating. This was the kind of thing you read about, not live. She opened the door, barefoot, wearing a black blouse that slid slightly off one shoulder. Her hair was tied up messily. She looked like something from a forbidden dream. "Glad you came," she said, stepping aside. Inside, the air smelled like jasmine and red wine. The curtains were half drawn, letting in just enough light to paint soft shadows on the hardwood floor. There was music playing, jazz, slow and sensual. She said, "Sit," pointing to the couch. "You want wine?" I froze. Yeah, sure." She poured 2 glasses, handed me one, then sat across from me, tucking one leg beneath her. Her eyes scanned me slowly. I tried not to stare, but her blouse was unbuttoned just enough to tease. "I always thought you were different, smart, but more than that, aware." "Aware?" "You see things, understand dynamics. That's rare in a teenage boy." I smiled awkwardly. "Thanks, I guess." She leaned forward, resting her elbow on her knee, letting the blouse slide a little more. "Can I tell you something, Ryan?" I nodded. "I always found you fascinating." The room grew heavier. I felt my heartbeat in my ears. I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. And then she kissed me. What followed was beyond anything I'd ever experienced. She didn't just kiss me, she devoured me. She took control like a conductor guiding an orchestra. Every move was intentional, confident. Her fingers traced lines I didn't know existed. She whispered things in my ear that made my skin burn. It wasn't just sex. It was her, the power, the attention, the intensity. She made me feel like I was the only thing in the world that mattered. When it was over, I lay beside her, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I was dreaming. She lit a cigarette and passed it to me. "You okay?" I nodded. Better than okay. She smiled, then said something that caught me off guard. You know, there's someone I want you to meet. Her name was Clara. A friend, she said. Someone who understood alternative dynamics. Someone who wouldn't judge. The next time I came over, Clara was there. She was maybe 32, with dark hair and a sharper edge than Miss Taylor. Where Miss Taylor was elegance, Clara was fire. She looked over me like I was a piece of art she was deciding whether to buy or break. "You're cute," she said bluntly. "A little soft, but that can be fixed." I looked at Miss Taylor. She was sipping wine, legs crossed, smiling faintly. "This okay with you?" she asked me. I hesitated, then nodded. What followed was beyond anything I could have imagined. They didn't just include me, they played with me. They tested me. They pushed boundaries. There were blindfolds, ropes, rules, rewards. Sometimes I was in control. Most of the time, I wasn't. Clara was rough, dominant. She made me call her ma'am. Miss Taylor was softer, but colder emotionally. She could praise you and punish you in the same breath. And I was addicted. But things changed. Slowly. I started to notice shifts. They began leaving me out of conversations, whispers between them I wasn't allowed to hear, moments of tension I couldn't name. One night, after Clara left early, I asked Miss Taylor, "What's going on?" She looked at me for a long time. "You were fun, Ryan. You still are. But sometimes playthings get boring." I stared at her. My stomach twisted.